Hey folks, so now we can understand what is an IAM user and what is an IAM group. So basically, if I talk about what is an IAM user, so basically this is like an you can say it is an entity that you create in AWS to represent the person or application that uses it to interact with the AWS. Just like you have a user whenever you open your laptop and you log in through a user, right? So in the similar way, if you want to log into your AWS account, you need an IAM user. And that IAM user you can define, you can attach the policies. There are many existing policies in IAM. Okay, so you can attach an existing policy, or you can also create your own custom policy to that particular user, which will define the level of access that user is going to have. Okay, so an IAM user with the administrator permission is not the same thing as AWS account root user. Okay, means you can all like you can create n number of users with the administrator access policy, but the root user is the one whenever you newly created your AWS account, the user that you get with that is your root user. Okay, so you can define any name for that user. For example, if you have a team of developers, so you can call any user as Richard or Anaya. Okay, so depending upon the name, you can give any name to your IAM user, and that IAM user is going to have an ARN. So ARN means the ID or means Amazon resource name, which will uniquely identify that user. Okay, so you can use this ARN if you need to uniquely identify the user across the AWS. Okay, and the unique identifier of the user, the identity is only written when you use the API like CLI, WSCLI, or Windows PowerShell. So there are two ways, like you can create an IAM user, you can give the user as the console access, and you can also give that user as CLI access. Okay, so when you create a console user, so you will get a username and the password, and when you create a CLI user, you will get the access key ID and a secret access key. We're gonna cover that in the demo section, but just to give you a brief idea how it does, and then you can attach the existing IAM policies, or maybe you can create your own custom one with those IAM user. Okay, so by default, whenever you create any user, that user by default does not have any permission attached to it, and the user is not authorized to do any operations on any of the AWS resource. Okay, so that's basically what an IAM user is, and we're gonna see in the demo section, like in much more detail, how we can create an IAM user and how we can attach the policies to them. So next, we're gonna talk about the user groups. So basically, an IAM group. What is an IAM group? IAM group is a collection of users. So you can create a single group and you can add multiple users into that group. So how it is beneficial? For example, if your company has a team of developers, let's say your team you have 10 developers in your company. So instead of creating 10 like instead of creating 10 users and attaching policies at the user level, you can simply create a group, add those users into the group, and attach the policies at the group level only. So whatever policy you will attach to the group will automatically apply to all the IAM users which are a part of it. Okay, and a group can contain as many users, for example, and also one user can belong to different groups, and there is no default user group that automatically includes all AWS users in the account. Like if you want to have your own user group, then you must create and assign each user to the group. Okay, so basically, let me give an example. So we have a group of admins. We can have a group of developers like Brad, Jim, Mark, Kevin, Debab1, 2, etc. And then we have a group of testers, which comprise of all the testing members in my company. We have a group of admins, which could be the company's manager. And then you can attach policy directly at the group level instead of going and attaching policy, to each and every single user. So that is what basically an IAM group. And in the upcoming lecture, we're gonna do some more hands-on to understand how to create an IAM user and group. So I'll see you. Thank you.